Hi coaches, Neil Holchker here, offensive coordinator for the 2018 season of the Shropshire Revolution. It's the first Sunday in January after Christmas, so Happy New Year to everybody. And what that means for us here at the Rev is it's pre-season time, so week one of our pre-season. It's a bit of a funny one for me because I tend to get most of my positional coaches doing a lot of the work for week one, and we tend to have a lot of rookies, a lot of new guys, so we really go back to basics on our fundamentals and our skills. So we don't do a huge amount in terms of install and scheme for week one. So a little bit of a quiet one for me. I'm more kind of going around different sections and just overseeing everything. So because I have a little bit of time, I thought I would just make a video today just to give a little bit of an insight as to how we do things here at the Rev. And getting ourselves ready for the 2018 season. So I've had my porridge, I've had my coffee. I'm just having a quick once over of the session plans which I sent out on Wednesday. I've got my uni on, which unfortunately I think shrunk in the wash a little bit over Christmas. Feels a little bit tighter than it did at the end of last year. So I'm pretty much ready and I'm about to head off shortly to our training centre. I'll see you there. Okay, so the first task collectively for us for a morning session is to go to our equipment lock-up. So we play our games at Oakengates Leisure Centre in Telford, which is a different venue to where we train. So we train over in Hadley at the TCAT Superdome. The reason we do that is the playing facilities at Oakengates are by far and away the best in the county, and arguably the training facilities we get at TCAT are as well. So unfortunately, whilst the two venues are sort of 3-4 miles apart, and it does mean that we have an equipment shuttle run every single week, it's a sacrifice we kind of make so that we can play and train at the best venue. So I've just come down to the container this morning just to help a couple of guys. We try and split it up amongst the playing staff, so that everybody takes a turn on the rotor. So it's a pain in the arse, but it's ultimately worth it because it means we train and play at the best places. So that was the first sort of collective job of the day. So I've got the tackle ring, which I've been asked to transport across, and now I'm going to head over to our training facilities. Oh, I'm going to get a coffee first though. Right, so here we are at TCAT. And there's the Superdome. So that's our indoor facility. We'll be going in there in a moment. And then just to here is the AstroTurf, which we train on when the weather gets a little bit better. So we'll be indoors for probably January, February, and then we'll move outdoors around March time. And then we'll still see how the grass pitches go. As soon as the grass dries up, we'll move on to proper turf. But and then the grass pitch is kind of just down there. So as you can see, based here, oh, and then over there is our classrooms, which we get use of as well. So as you can see, at this particular place, we kind of get a bit of everything, hence why we like it really. So I'm going to unload the car and now I'm going to head into the Superdome. Oh, and it's cold as hell out here today, and the dome's a little bit weird because it's always colder in there than it is out here as well. So I'm going to make sure I wrap up warm as well. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we're here indoors. The Superdome. HC has just given his initial sort of welcome back address, hence why I'm being a little bit quieter. So basically what we've got for today is our session plan, this thing here. So we're going to be doing some blocking and tackling because it's week one. We'll have quite a few rookies down there, so we'll do like some of our health and safety stuff. So blocking station, tackling station, those sort of fundamentals, and we're then going to go on to our individual time with the positional coaches, and then we'll do a little bit of our playbook install, probably from the Hitch series today is what we're looking at, and a couple of our RPO stuff as well, some real basic stuff. And then after our water break, we're going to do a little bit of Oklahoma for the vets. What we'll do with the rookies is we'll feed those in as and when we sort of see them appropriate to do that. Do a little bit of one-on-one, and we'll do some skeletons. So they're breaking off, and I'm going to go and have a catch up with the coaches. I'll see you in a bit. Right, first drill of the day. We're doing some tackling and blocking sort of fundamentals. So we're putting the whole team through a tackling and blocking station. So we've got the blocking over here, and then we've got the tackle progression over here. So we're about a minute away from switching over. So the guys at the tackling station will come across the blocking and vice versa. So we're putting everybody through that, through those core sort of health and safety skills, if you like, given it's week 1.
Second rep, ready, set, go! Nice, good up ball. Okay. Listen now, defend you. Rather than keep passing here, we're going to split one or move. Which means either, as he's approaching, you take a step that way, or you take a step that way. Yeah, but you don't. I just want to see one move. So he's going to just do it. And he's coming down. He breaks down. If you make a move there, he's step into that.
Okay, so we've got our wide receiver station over here. Coach JT taking the receivers. So just doing some initial sort of stance to start work over here. We've got our running back station. Coach Mantle taking the running backs. Again, just working stance starts, ball security today. We've got the O-line in the corner with Coach Newton, and then Coach Farmelo's taking one of our quarterbacks. Another couple of quarterbacks are over here just getting ready for the receiver station, who will shortly be doing hitches. We're working on stuff on our hitch series today. Oh, and the defence are down that part of the field, but we don't tend to worry about them. Okay, so we've done our indie time. So we're just doing some one-on-one stuff now. So we've done all the blocking, tackling, health and safety. So we've got, you can see it, got the O-line and D-line working one-on-one over here. We've got our running backs and our linebackers doing some one-on-one stuff over here. And then down here we've got our DBs and wide receivers working as well. So it's one-on-one time. And then at 11:30 we're going to switch to a pass skeleton and a run skeleton as well. That's going to finish off our week 1.
Of some nice sounds, thank you for that. Okay, we've had to pull some juice in the session. Okay, we've all got something out of it. Okay, most of you are going to be aching for a good session this week. Okay, you'll just be running for week 2 next week. Okay, but that's the tempo that we're going to be hitting pre-season. Okay, this pre-season is going to be what, about 13 weeks, and then we're going to be playing our first game. That's how it's going to be. Okay, this is the next game. We are a legitimate now Division 1 football team. Okay, and we are going to continue to improve. Okay, simple as that. That's the agenda for this season, fellas. Okay, let's talk about some matters of admin. Okay, registration. I mentioned.
Right, so that's it. So HC's doing his address to the players. That's carrying on over there at the moment. I'm just sort of sleeking off to pack my bits away. On reflection, it's been a decent session, decent start for us. A little bit messy, it always is in week 1. It tends to take us a little bit of time just to find where we want to place some of the drills, because we're a little bit restricted. It's not the biggest facility. When we've sort of got 60-70 guys doing the drills, we do run out of space quite quickly. So we've got a few things just to iron out and just make it run a little bit smoother in the following weeks. We've made a start on our install. So we've installed our hitch series from the quick game, and then we've looked a little bit at some of our base formations as well. And then just the inside and outside zone plays. So next week we'll kind of expand on that. We'll bring in like the RPO element to it, and then we'll also bring in the slant series as well. So our intention is we're in this place for sort of 4 or 5 weeks. So what we want to do is when we leave this place, we want to have most of our quick game and our screen game installed, and the run game installed as well. So they've broken up, and now we need to pack away because there's another group on after us. Okay, so that's week 1 training done. So we finished the session with a run skeleton and a pass skeleton. We probably will introduce scrimmage element, maybe week 3, something like that. We don't start with it straight away because we want to try and get all that foundation in before we jump straight into a scrimmage. So that's week 1 done, week 1 in the bag. Unfortunately, because we all have lives outside of football to lead, we've got to wait a week before we can go again. However, we'll be having all the film from our drills and from the session all uploaded onto Huddle, hopefully a little bit later on tonight. So that'll be my football fix for the week. We'll be kind of having a look through some of those and making the notes and annotations. At the end of the session today, we kind of had a very brief catch up as a coaching staff, just kind of reflected on what went well, what didn't go so well. It was kind of a typical week 1 session for us, I felt. So certain things ran a little bit smoother than others. So things just to kind of work on and just iron out. In terms of the content of the session, I thought it was pretty much spot on. We had a lot of reps. There was a good amount of juice brought by the guys today. Should really sort of set us in good stead for the rest of this pre-season. From a coaching perspective, 1 or 2 of our drills were a little bit cramped. We kind of run out of space in certain areas, so we need a little bit of a rethink. Probably how we just rejig some of the order, just to make things sort of smoother running really. So there's things to take away, things to reflect on and maybe to update for next week. But in terms of what we've done, we've got some decent rookies who have come along today. The core of the squad from last year has returned, so it looks like we'll be in a decent spot when we come to actually putting together that game day roster. So an encouraging start. It was good to get back to it. Clearly we've got a long way to go, and with our sort of expectation that with the promotion we've got the expectation that actually we need to do a lot of hard work this pre-season to make sure that we're ready to go for when the games kick off. But a great start. We've installed hitch series from our playbook. We've installed a couple of runs and we've got a couple of formations in as well. So a real strong foundation from which to build on now. But it's a nice afternoon. I'm going to have some lunch. I'm going to have a hot shower because it's still absolutely freezing out there. But I hope this has just given you a little insight as to what we do here at the Revolution. I may or may not do some other videos in future weeks as well. But as I say, it's just a good use of time, I think, for my sort of more relaxed week 1. So, yeah, looking forward to watching the film, and I can't wait for week 2. Unfortunately, there's a week of work to go before then, but such is life.